Hi, Jamie here. Welcome to Begin Within. Thank you for watching. Today's topic is resume hacks. Writing a resume isn't everybody's favorite thing to do, but hopefully the tips that I give you today will make the process a little bit easier. Obviously, the first tip is to use spell check and proper grammar. This goes without being said that if a hiring manager finds your resume with errors, you're probably not going to get the job. This seems obvious, but don't write anything personal in your resume. Don't write about your religious affiliation or your political views. Don't write about your marital status or if you're a parent. Just don't do it. Also, watch out for that email address that you list, because sometimes I have seen some inappropriate emails or unprofessional email addresses that I would immediately not hire a person over. The next tip, avoid using the first person. Don't say I or me, and don't refer to yourself at all if possible. Use action verbs and avoid the passive voice. Remember that in the English language, people read from left to right. You need to front load all of your resume bullets with big shiny numbers and percentages from left to right. Compare these bullets. This created a 15% increase in profits in the first quarter of 2017. Or this. In the first quarter of 2017, increased profits by 15%. Seems pretty self-explanatory. You want to be able to scan it from left to right quickly. You want to choose the one with the numbers front-loaded. Keep in mind that hiring managers often scan your resume. They don't read the whole thing, and you shouldn't expect them to. The next thing, do not be afraid to brag a little bit. Write about your accomplishments in your resume. You don't have to walk in the room and be an egomaniac, but you've got to highlight your accomplishments on a piece of paper, or your piece of paper looks exactly like the 100 other pieces of paper that hiring manager got. Truth be told, the person that gets the job is the one that's not afraid to tout their accomplishments. Another thing, if you've been in the career force for over a decade, you don't need to go back any further than that. The only exceptions that I may talk about are, for example, if you worked in a relevant position over 10 years ago, and then you had a reinvention of yourself and now you're going back to what you used to do, you may make mention of those older positions in the resume. But usually your most relevant experience is your most recent experience. Do not lie. Lying is not ethical, and people do it just to look good on paper. Brag about your actual accomplishments, not accomplishments that you made up. Keep in mind that your resume is a formal document, but your language doesn't need to be over the top. You don't need to use overly technical jargon and buzzwords that you think will impress people. You don't need to try to expand your vocabulary to sound smart on your resume. You need to keep it readable, and the whole point of the resume is to make it quick to scan. Keep in mind, your resume is a piece of paper that represents you. So the final tip is stay true to yourself. If a hiring manager is going to ding you because of your resume style, you might not want to work for them anyway if you happen to really like it. But do keep in mind, there are some generational factors that you might want to consider. If you're going into an industry and you know that the potential hiring manager is younger, you may get away with a little bit more risky or creative of a template. If you're going into a job interview and you know that the hiring manager is very experienced or seasoned, we'll call them, if you know that they're a little bit older than you, it might be a good idea to use a more traditional resume format, because it tends to be a generational preference having a beautiful pink and black resume or having one that's got flowers on it versus having the standard black and white resume with no bells and whistles. 99% of the time it's generational, and a younger hiring manager is going to be more open-minded about it. I hope you enjoyed these resume tips. It doesn't even scratch the surface of writing an entire resume. Hopefully these tips will help you get off to a good start on your job search. Please subscribe to our channel. Follow Begin Within at www.beginwithin.life. You can follow us on all the social media at Begin Within 2016. Thank you for watching.